countries, namely Rotary Club of Tema, Meridian, RID 9102, Ghana, Rotary Club of Abuja, Jabi Lakeside, RID 9125, Nigeria, and Rotary Club of Sonde, RID 9211. And he has also been made a global coordinator for global grant project initiating jointly by several clubs in Nigeria. He is also founder member of the newly approved Rotary Action Group on menstrual hygiene and health. He has also delivered various talks in various Indian and international clubs on topics relating to Rotary like Rotary and peace. My TRF journey and Rotary relationship to his name of you. Vijay is multiple Paul Harris Fellow and also a Paul Harris Society member. His late father was also Paul Harris Fellow. His wife, Dr. Gayatri, and son Saurabh, also a Rotractor, also a Paul Harris Fellows. He was district chair for TRF during 3 years during 2016-17 in the newly formed District T142 Avenue Co-Chair TRF 2 in Avenue TRF 2 in 1920 and is currently Avenue Co-Chair District Trust Area 1 for 2021, and he has been nominated as Avenue Chair International Services Fellowship for 21-22 and District Treasurer for 22-23 in RID 3142. And he is having a long introduction. His hobby are traveling, networking, socializing, and reading. He is also supported by his better half Gayatri, who is MD microbiology and Master of Philosophy and is working in multinational company, and his son is studying in law. He is also involved in various profession and other association various level. President of Tax Friend 2016-18 and 2018-20. President of Practitioner Association Thane 2018-20. National Treasurer of All India Federation of Tax Practitioner and National Body of Tax Practitioner for 2021. Steering Committee member of ICMA Australia India chapter. President of America Institute of Sindhology India chapter. To a few names. With this brief introduction, I present Rotarian Keval Ramani. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Ramchandra sir, for
before handing over to Keval Ramani sir, just I want to welcome Mr. Vinayak Devdhar from Rotarian Vinayak Devdhar from Rotary Club of Nasik, then Simran Jethwani, Dilip.
Thank you so much.
Then Doran Sakwa from Uganda. Then Ranjit Padi.
Ranjit Padi.
Ranjit Padi from Texas.
No, he's from Cuttack. He's from Cuttack.
I am from Odisha, sir.
Odisha.
I am from Odisha.
Odisha. Okay.
And we have Pradeep, Rotarian Pradeep Leah, past president Rotary Club of Bombay Northwest.
Okay. So I welcome them all for this meeting and over to Vijay Keval Ramani sir.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Ramchandra ji, for a detailed introduction.
Thank you.
Friends,
welcome.
This topic that I am taking, effective use of credit cards. This was a thought process of some of our friends because I have been using credit cards for a big period, around 22 years. So my friends used to say, you are using it effectively, you should guide the others. So we took it as a challenge and it was prepared to explain the pros and cons of using a credit card and to explain what is important while using credit card, what precautions are to be taken. So that's what we will be looking at in this small 20-minute presentation. Is my presentation visible?
Yeah.
So,
yes, sir.
As I said, friends, first let us understand what is a credit card, because let us be from the basics. And at the outset, I would like to thank Ramchandra ji, who was kind enough to propose my name, and I would like also to thank the club president for having given me the
Thank you,
invite
thank you.
for presenting this lecture. So friends, credit card, what is a credit card? If you just look at a normal dictionary meaning, it is just a small plastic card issued by a bank, building society, etc., allowing the holder to purchase goods and services on credit. If you go to Wikipedia, it will tell you a definition of a credit card is a payment card issued to users to enable the cardholder to pay a merchant for goods and services based on the cardholder's promises to the card issuer to pay them for the amounts plus other agreed charges. These are the normal definitions, but the most apt definition that actually fits, according to me, is this. A credit card is a tool that lets you borrow money up to a certain limit from a bank or other issuer with the understanding you will pay it back. Credit cards can also, friends, mind you, this line is very important. Credit cards can help you build credit and cover emergency costs, but they may also lead to debt if you charge more than you can comfortably repay on time. So please take a detailed look at the last line, which is important, because this is what I would be harping on. It's easier to use a credit card, but then it can lead you to negativity, to a debt trap, or maybe reduce your credit scores and all that. So what are the basic features of a credit card? The best feature that we all know is when we use a credit card, we need not carry cash in our wallet. It is very easy to carry and use just a small card which can fit in a wallet or a pocket. It is internationally usable, so you need not worry about exchanging foreign exchange, collecting foreign exchange, collecting traveler checks while traveling. You can just use your credit card anywhere you go across the globe. Then in India, the usage is very much secured through your PIN and password. Yes, overseas also, except for certain sites which we'll look into. This is another advantage and also a cause of worry. You need not worry about the current balances at your bank. So today, if you want to spend it, like supposing you go to a shopping mall, you like a mobile phone, you want to buy it, say, okay, 100,000 rupees, you can easily spend through a credit card. You need not worry कि आज मेरे बैंक में पैसा है कि नहीं है. You can buy it and you can pay later. Over and above that, your spendings, you earn reward points on your spends that can range from 0.5% to 1%. Apart from the reward points, you also get cashbacks and perks through specific schemes and cards. It is not available on every card or every scheme, but there are specific schemes we will be looking into in detail. Then this is again the most important advantage, use now, pay later. That is, you can pay later within 15 days to 50 days. So you can use the money for 15 days to 50 days without interest like a working capital, and you can pay it later. There will be no interest charge if you pay on time and in full. Please take note, pay on time and in full, which we will go into detail. International payments in India, if you are doing international payments from India, you are supposed to obtain a 15 CA you have to give online to income tax. Apart from that, you are supposed to obtain a 15 CB certificate from a chartered accountant. But if you pay through a credit card, you are out of this purview. You don't have to give these certificates, so you save your time and you can make your direct payments. And although international payments, they get you an conversion utility charges from 1.5% to 3.5%, but that will still be cheaper than obtaining a CA certificate, and also moreover it also saves your time. So these were the positive features. Now let us try and understand the negative features of a credit card. The first and foremost, as I told you, it can tend to overutilization. Because we have a card, it has extensive limit, and then I can use it. I don't worry at this time. Then it may be a big cause of worry. It may lead to overstepping of your budget. And then lack of timely payment may lead to debt crunch. Friends, I repeat, lack of timely payment may literally lead to debt crunch. We will look into this later. It can lead to loss in your credit ratings if you don't make timely payments. Having seen the features, let us understand what are the different types of credit cards available in the market. The first and foremost is the charge card, that is basically issued by companies like Diners, MX and all. It is a chargeable card. We'll look into features of all these cards later. Then the other is the normal credit card that we use. This is what normally we use, the credit card issued by a merchant card issuer, that is a Master, Visa, RuPay, through a banker or something, which is sometimes chargeable, sometimes it is free depending on the issuer who issues you the card and all that. And then the third one also, it is also the normal credit card, but it is co-branded because it is co-branded with another company like Amazon. If you are using it on Amazon, you are buying goods on Amazon, they offer you a credit card which will be co-branded with Amazon. So one is the branding of your Master, Visa and your banker. Apart from that, there will be co-branding of Amazon, so which gives you extra benefits. Again, it can be chargeable or free depending on a case-to-case basis. So let us now first understand what is a charge card. A charge card is a electronic payment card that charges you no interest but requires the user to pay his or her balance in full. Please take note, the amount is required to be paid in full amount receipt of the statement on a monthly basis. Charge cards are offered by a limited number of issuers. Friends, please take note, here you cannot make even a part payment. In like in other credit card, they tell you that you can make 5% payment, remaining you can pay later, and then you can keep on paying interest and finance charges, which we'll look into. But here you don't have that option. A charge card means they need you 100% payment, and these are the normal charge cards that are issued. Diners and American Express, they issue corporate cards also, which are used by companies. Then others, Platinum and other. These are the charge cards that are issued. The basic advantage in a charge card is they have an internal limit, but they never tell you. Like in your credit card statement, you come to know that you have a limit of say 100,000 rupees or 500,000 rupees. Here they will not tell you whether what is your limit. They have an internal limit, and as and when you keep on paying, your internal limit automatically keeps on growing depending on the usage of card, depending on your payment schedules and all that. So, but you will never come to know your internal limit in a charge. Now we come to the normal credit card that we use. Credit cards are issued by various establishments and affiliated to merchant associations like Master, Visa, and RuPay. So basically, there are a few merchant associations which issue the cards internationally. Mastercard is a US company, Visa, and then RuPay is the Indian counterpart of the merchant associations like Master and Visa, which was started by the government of India. And then Amex and Diner, they are also merchant associations who issue credit cards. Earlier, Amex and Diner never used to issue credit cards, but nowadays they are also issuing credit cards. Credit cards are the normal cards that you get with a preset limit and usage benefits, and they, as I told you, are basically issued like with these merchant associations, Mastercard, Visa, and these merchant associations, they tie up with separate institutions like your bankers. Say maybe if you are tied up with ICICI Bank, you may have your ICICI Bank Visa Platinum or Master Platinum card. That way you will get it. But technically, the original issuer is Master or Visa. That is important. The local issuer is the establishment, that is either the finance institution or the banker which does it. So this way you get this card. And then we lastly come to the co-branded card. Co-branded card, which is issued by established like banks, that is the issuer, as I told you, to the merchant association, but jointly with some other merchant establishments. Now you have to understand three parts. One is the merchant association, that is the main issuer, Master, Visa. Then the establishment, issuing establishment like bank or say maybe a finance institution and all that. And then the merchant establishments like say Amazon. And here you have a benefit that if you use that, you will get some extra benefits if you use on that particular website. Like this Make My Trip, ICICI Bank Visa card is there. If you use it on a Make My Trip website, you will get some extra cashbacks which you would not get on another card. You can use another card, but if you use this Make My Trip card on the Make My Trip website, you will get some additional cashback benefits. You will get some additional rewards, and many a times they allow you to convert your rewards to make payments on MakeMyTrip.com. Similarly, your HDFC. I'm just giving an example. Amazon, Make My Trip has tie-up with 2-3 banks. This is just one example. And then Indian Oil has tie-up with other many banks also. So many a times you go and fill in the petrol. What they will tell you is that okay, certain association may tell you certain cards that we will not charge you the surcharge. If you fill in the petrol, there is a normal 2.5% surcharge if you fill it through credit card. But then if you fill it through certain cards, they will tell you will not charge you the surcharge, but they charge you and reverse you the surcharge. But if you have a co-branded with HPCL or Indian Oil or this thing, they may give you certain cashback over and above the surcharge refund. So supposing you are filling a petrol for 1,000 rupees, you may get 2.5% cashback. That is, so you end up paying 975 instead of 1,000 rupees. So that is your additional saving. This is the additional benefit that you get on the co-branded cards like IRCTC. If you use this card for booking your 2-tier AC and first class AC tickets, you get points which you can convert to buy tickets of second class AC and first class AC on a railway train also. This benefit is given through this SBI IRCTC card also. So friends, these were the types of cards. Now we come to the usage of card and to understand the main topic, the effectiveness of the card, why effective use is required. So how can a card be used? It can be used for purchase of goods and services. You go to an establishment, you want to buy a mobile, you want to buy a fridge, you can buy it. You want to pay for your AMC, you can pay it. You want to pay for your membership fees, that is services, you can pay for it. Even nowadays, these urban clap and all are coming. If you pay online through card, you can pay for their services. You can pay your membership fees. Again, as I said, internationally also you can pay. If you normally pay through your bank, you will have to go through the whole process. First is approach the bank, fill their form, get in the CA certificate, pay his fees, pay through this card. You can directly pay overseas. Then cards can also be used for payment of utility bills like electricity, mobile, insurance. And again, certain cards are encouraging payment through this and they give you certain rewards and schemes and benefits like cashbacks for payment through them. You can even use a credit card for cash withdrawals. But then friends, mind you, this is not a normal cash withdrawal. They may say that you have a limit of 100,000, but the moment you withdraw, from day one, they will start charging you the interest on that cash. So it's sort of a loan that they are giving you. So, and over and above the interest, they will also charge you the finance charges on that. Then you can use your card to pay to your payment wallets like Paytm, Amazon Pay, Google Pay, etc., through which you can make forward payments to maybe your utility bills or whatever you want to pay now, vendors and all, insurance, everything you can pay. We have understood the usage, but there are certain restrictions also on usage of a card, which we need to understand. So first thing is you cannot use a credit card for salary payments. And it's a simple logic because normally to use a card, the other person who is accepting your card, that is called a merchant establishment or the acceptor, he needs to have either a swipe machine or a tie-up with the card company online, and then he will end up paying some charges, 1.5 to 2.5%. So normally a salaried employee won't do that, so you will not be able to make a salary payment directly. Then payment to non-merchant establishments. Non-merchant establishments are establishments which don't accept credit cards. So if somebody says I am not accepting a credit card, you cannot force him to accept it. So you cannot make a payment to not merchant establishment. Then you cannot make credit card usage for business purchases except if you have a corporate card. Please mind this, friends. We normally use it, but please take care. You may use many a times. Yes, we do use that. Okay, I buy an air conditioner for the office through my card and charge it. Those exemptions are okay, but you cannot do regular business purchases like you purchase goods for trading. You cannot do it through credit card until you have a corporate card which is specifically issued for business usage. Please take care. Normally we do use it. I have known, especially those in the service industry like travel agents, they use their credit cards for payment of their clients' money, and then when they get it and they get that way they earn some reward points and extra earnings. But many a times it is noticed that when it comes to the notice of the bank, those cards are blocked and they are not allowed to trade any further. So this is one big restriction that we need to take care. Now we look at the credit cycle that we get. This is also important to understand the credit cycle while using a credit card. Credit card cycle consists of two parts. Basically, one is the billing cycle, that is the monthly. So today is the 10th of June. Supposing my billing cycle is the 10th. So from 10th of May to 10th of June, my billing cycle is there. That's monthly. A bill comes every month on the same date. That is 10th to 10th. It will come to you on the 11th. It is generated on the 10th. That is the billing cycle. And then over and above that, you are getting a grace period for making the payment, which may range from 15 days to 21 days. So that way your billing cycle, credit cycle will be from, say, supposing you are using the goods on the 10th of May. Now, this is very important to understand that if you use it on the 9th of May, it will be billed on the 10th of May and you may have to pay it within 15 days or 21 days. So that is by 25th or the 31st, you will have 30th, you will have to pay. But if you bill on the 10th of May, then the bill, it will go to the next cycle, because the last day of the bill, all the transactions that you do on the last day of the billing cycle are not taken into the bill normally. So it will go to the next month. So if you use on the 10th or 11th, you get to use that money for full 30 days plus your grace period, that is 15 or 21 days. So your due date would automatically become either 25th July or 31st of July. So you can use the whole 45 to 51 days as the case may be. In this case, if you are able to use it properly, and to ensure this, I would suggest that you should have at least 6 to 7 credit cards. I have friends, I have been using around 18 to 20, and maybe for different reasons, when I have a billing cycle ending every 3 days. So I keep on rotating my billing cycle to make maximum use of the cards. And understanding this, we also have to understand the interest on delays, which is very important, because normally I have seen people coming to me, Arey Vijay sir, you are saying credit card is the most important tool, but these people, they cheat us, they charge us so many interest. Arey, they will charge you when you are signing a card statement. Have you seen what you are signing? They clearly say that if you don't pay, we will charge you interest. So they, and then in case of delay, so the interest ranges from 2.25% to 3.5% compounded daily. Please take care the wording compounded daily. So you end up paying not less than 4.5 to 5%, 5.5% every month if you delay. And moreover, my friends, please take note, the interest is not charged from the date of your default and due date. So supposing your due date is 15th of say now, as I said, 10th is my billing date, due date is on say 25th of June. So my due date is 25th, and if I don't pay on the 25th, my interest will not start charged from the 26th of June, but my interest will start from the first transaction of the month that I have done. That is maybe on 12th of May, if I have done the first transaction, my interest will be leviable from that day. So please take note, this is how the interest is levied. They don't charge you for the default, but from the date of default, but from the date of original transaction that you have done. So that is why all the more becomes more cumbersome. And then over and above that, they charge you finance charges, which may vary from 300 rupees to 1500 rupees every month. So many a time they tell you that, okay, you can pay 5% and remaining you will take over, but still you will end up paying all these charges. They allow you that. And then there's always a GST of 18% above that. So that's why I always advise everybody that first thing is, while using a credit card, please be cautious, check your bank balances, that ultimately you have to pay within 45 to 50 days. So if you are able to pay, then you please use it, otherwise don't. Even if you are using it and you feel that you are not able to pay, you better take a loan, personal loan from outside the bankers, and that will come to you at around 12 to 13%. And then you pay this amount rather than paying partially and paying this interest. The other alternative, many of the credit card companies, banks are now offering you on a transaction to transaction that you convert your big transactions into EMI, that they will charge you on 13 to 14% depending on a case to case basis. If you are getting that, better convert it over there, but still you will attract finance charges which will be there. So please look into it. Now we see how the payments have to be done. Credit card payments can be done through online banking channels or cash, check, and many cards allow you, the top end cards many a times allow you to make the payments through reward points or your cashback amount that you are having. Payments can also be made within the billing cycle to open the limit. Supposing you have gone overseas for a travel tour and you have a limit of say 200,000 and you already spent 175,000, and you want to spend something more because you are going to stay 8 days more. So what you can do is, you can from your bank transfer an ad hoc amount of 1 lakh rupees to the bank, to the credit card company. So that will open up your limit of 1 lakh rupees and you will be able to use it. Otherwise, you won't be able to use it once your limit is exhausted. please take care. This is also possible. This is one way of using it. And a card payment has to be made before due date, please. Especially in case of charge card, 100% of the bill amount has to be made. As I told you, they will not allow you a part payment. Otherwise, they will block your card. And over and above that, if you don't pay, it also reduces your credit ratings in CIBIL. And then in any other cases, other cards, they allow you that, okay, you can pay minimum of 5%. And any amount above that you pay, the remaining will start charging you interest. The interest amount, as I have told you, that you end up paying. So either you convert it to a EMI or take an external loan, but please don't go into this interest. You may end in a debt trap. And friends, credit card can also be used as a effective working capital usage tool, because you don't need prior approvals for. If you have a corporate card, you can use it as a good working capital, because you don't need prior approvals, because you have a preset limit on your card. So you don't need further prior approvals. Like for a working capital, you have to go to the banker every time you need an increase. Documentation is to be given. The money can be used interest free. Even in a working capital that you use, you end up paying some interest. Here you can use interest free for a period of 15 days to 51 days.
Don't mind.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got disconnected.
Okay, no issue, sir.
Wherever we, can you please tell me? I will continue.
Effective working of capital uses. Same.
So it can be used as a capital, as I told you, that you don't need any prior approvals for that, because in case of a working capital, you have to go to the banker, get the approvals, and get into all those issues, submit statements. Then money you can use for a period of 15 to 50 days. The cycle, as I have told you, the credit cycle. And you don't have to submit these periodical statements like the stock statement and other statements that we submit normally. So you are out of submission of those documents, because if you use a working capital, you have to give periodical account statements and all to the bankers for revision of limit and continuation of limit. Your limit automatically gets increased depending on the spending limits and the payments on your card. So you don't have to rush to the banker every time, sir, mera limit badao, please increase my limit, my business is increasing. If you are using it properly, they would automatically increase your limit. And as I said, ideally one should have a 3 to 6 card with billing cycle spread over at least 6 to 8 days, so that you can use the most effective use of a credit card. Then we come to the one benefit that I discussed, reward points and cashbacks. They can be used depending on the issuer policy, like for payment of credit card bill, but that is only on top end, like your HDFC Infinia, or you can say Emerald card on the ICICI or Axis Bank Magnus they give you, or maybe Standard Chartered Ultimate card. So top end cards they allow you. Even American Express on certain top end cards they are allowing. You can encash these reward points for shopping and gift vouchers, which is a good thing, because then you can, if you are doing a good usage of your card, you can give gift vouchers to your family. So your spouse and children will also be happy. And then you can make payments at certain online sites, like as I told you, to Make My Trip or Yatra or some airlines and all, they allow you, if you use their co-branded card, to use those reward points to make payments for them. And sometimes what happens is you get special schemes. You have to be alert for those special schemes, like especially in these festival seasons, like say Diwali. They will tell you within 1 month, if you spend so much, we will give you extra reward points, we will give you extra cashback points, and we will give you extra gifts. Sometimes even gifts are coming. You have to be alert, and if you are able to do it, please do it, but don't forcefully do it. Again, as I said, just because I have to claim some gift from somebody, don't do it. Otherwise, you may end up in a debt. So this is, we'll see what are the finally the tips for using cards effectively. Kindly list the credit cards, limits, pins, billing date, and due date, because it is very important to understand that you pay before the due date. So keep track of all your credit card bills. Ensure that all your payments are done before the billing date. If you are making a check payment, please drop it 3 to 4 days earlier. The check has to be cleared by the billing date. If you are making an online payment, you can do on the last day, that's okay. But there, if your check is even cleared one day late, then also they will start charging you interest and you will have to rush after them. So please take care. This is a big risk nowadays. Don't overspend on your cards. Never share your PIN or CVV, because this one thing I would like to say. Many a times it happens is that we go to a petrol station and we fill in the petrol and we ask him to get the machine. Sir, my Wi-Fi is not working. Can you give me the card and your PIN? And many a time they just give in the pin over there. Why you please get out of your car and go for 2 minutes? That will save you. Same thing we do in a restaurant. The waiter will come to you, sir. I do not have a Wi-Fi swipe machine, so either you come to the counter or you give me the card and the pin. I will swipe it, and we carelessly many a time give it, which can be risky. So please avoid all that. And many a times you get phones also and cards also that your card points are ending. You need to fill something. Please take care. Nothing will come like that. If your card points end, your reward statement will always say that your card points will redeem by this date. So you please be alert over there. Don't believe on third party calls or messages. They may take your information and it can be misused. Always swipe your card in your presence. Credit card default can hamper your credit score. So please ensure that you make payments on time. Otherwise, your CIBIL is off. And then again, too many credit cards also spoil your credit score. So please take care over there also. Verify all your monthly statements for errors and take maximum benefits of perks and rewards offered. As I told you that many a times schemes are coming. I have just giving you one small example how I have used it. I was to buy a car 3 years back during Diwali season, and there was a scheme that if you pay up to 200,000 within 1 month through a particular card, you will get this Amazon Alexa free over and above. You will get double the reward points and all that. So I went to book the car. He said, "Sir, add on." I said 10,000 credit card. And then when my car loan was sanctioned, I had to pay the down payment. Sir, check. I said, "Nothing doing. I'll pay you by the card." And but many a times they don't accept. They tell you to pay charges. Then you have to take a call on the cost benefit analysis. Here I was not asked to pay the charges, so I paid that amount. So just by paying this 2 lakh plus something amount for my car, others by the loan. So first thing is even the down payment that I have made, my contribution to the loan was also paid through a credit card. So I utilized the credit cycle of say around 30 days over there. Average of 30 days. I got the gift of Alexa. I got extra reward points. So this is the benefit you can take many a time. This is a small example. And lastly, I like this statement, and you should also take care. If you don't take good care of your credit, then your credit won't take good care of you. Thank you. Have a nice usage of your credit cards. I'm open for questions. Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. The forum is open for question and answer. Anybody wants to ask some question?
Then Sam here, President.
Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
have, having heard this particular talk, there are two things comes to my mind. I get frightened at the time. I get little more confidence also to use the credit card. So both the things are there. I just want to know if I use credit card to have some heavy payment, and they say that it can be paid in EMI, then how that is suggested that is going to be cost effective, or it is going to be very costly for one who goes for such options?
If you remember during my speech itself, I said what type of EMI you are going. You are just paying your 5% and then going for the normal interest. It is never cost effective. It will cost you, as I told you, 4.5 to 5.5% per month over and above the finance charges. It's better if they give you, then you better study the EMI scheme. Many a time they give you on 12 to 14%, then you can opt for that scheme, and then it is cost effective because it is the normal interest that you get on a personal loan also. And if that thing is very important for you, you need to buy, you can go for a EMI scheme, but you will have to study it on a case to case.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Next, anyone? Anyone wants to ask question? I'm looking Rotarian Nag Jyoti. I welcome her.
Thank you, sir. I'm really got very good knowledge about the credit cards and financial related things. Thank you, Vijay sir.
Come.
Yes, anybody asking? If suppose any disturbance comes in under the for the payment because of this pandemic and all, so the relaxation given by the government is passed on by the card operating companies or finance companies.
It was given by the card operating companies under the instruction of RBI, but that was only last year.
Achha.
Yeah. I would like to welcome Sri Shantanu Kumar Paniji, DGE from 3262, Orissa.
Welcome, sir. No one is there for any questions? If suppose anybody becomes defaulter for the payment,
Yeah.
so what are the liabilities comes towards the cardholder for that?
As I told you, first and foremost is your interest payment that you are doing. Then you have to pay finance charges over and above whatever defaulter they may. If you are a regular defaulter, they may issue a suit against you. They may issue recovery proceedings against you. Your card will immediately be blocked. That is goes by default. And over and above your credit ratings, get a big fall in the CIBIL ratings.
I have one point.
Yeah.
My name is Pradeep Suratkar.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You said, this your CIBIL report get affected immediately.
Yes.
But my experience is there was some basic mistake from the company itself, the bank itself. Somebody had taken some scooter loan, and the name resembles to my name. Like
Yeah.
I'm Suratkar, and somebody called Surtikar. And that CIBIL report went on my name.
Yeah.
So I had a big hassle in clearing entire issue.
Yeah.
But the bank had no courtesy to say sorry or whatever. Like it was like dadagiri type. So there is no control on the banks from the consumer court or of that type.
Can approach the banking ombudsman from there.
Sorry,
You can approach the banking ombudsman.
it is approachable or how it is?
Yes, yes, it is very much.
Because I was looking for some consumer court and all that.
It is a sort of a consumer court only. It's a banking ombudsman.
Okay.
And then you have to ensure that they write to CIBIL that this is the wrong entry. Your credit will be restored. Otherwise, your credit will still remain hit.
No, it got clean because I showed all my document. I don't know what
So
bank
that's
did
what
with
I'm
them.
saying. You have to go through that process, explain and ensure that the banker writes to CIBIL at least that your credit score is reversed.
Okay. Because I had a big hassle. Almost 6 months I spent on that.
Yes.
I don't know how CIBIL settled that, but then with the bank, but then it took 6 months for me to get my report clean.
Yes, it happens because until the banker confirms that yes, this is a wrong entry on my side, they will not reverse them.
Exactly. I put a lot of emails and letters and all that, but then I had to pass through big hassle for 6 months. It was very unreasonable. But then I was wondering, bank had no courtesy to say sorry to me,
Every bank premises there is a ombudsman address for that banking.
Okay.
Every bank premises has their address.
No, it was
Ombudsman
it was
address.
Standard Chartered.
Yeah.
So the
Whatever it
website.
is, the RBI has mandated, there has to be a banking ombudsman. You can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Vijayji?
Anji.
Yes. I have two questions though.
Yes.
The first one is in US or in India also, they keep on increasing your credits. Okay. And they keep on increasing your credits. I don't know on what basis. And sometimes we do not come to know how they put on the charges on the transactions done. So could you put a light on this?
See the credits, in India at least now what they do is if they want to increase your credit limit, they send you an SMS that you are eligible for an increase in credit limit. You please send a reverse SMS, and then only they increase the credit limit. Now recently they have started that practice. As far as the charges are there, if you please have a full look at your statement that comes every month, they clearly explain how the charges are charged. That is the finance charges and the interest. There is a full working given at the in every statement. It has been mandated, and for the past say around 5-6 years they have been giving. If you check your credit card statement, the second or third page, it will contain the full calculation template, how it is calculated, and based on that you can work on.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Pretty clear it was. And the second thing I wanted to know is that what is the difference between the debit and the credit card with all the overview of these advantages given to us? So, what do you prefer? That is the debit card more efficient to be used from all the frauds, or is it the credit card to be used?
The name itself suggests the difference between a debit or a credit. Debit card, if you use it, it is immediately the amount is immediately debited to your bank. The basic thing is you should be having the balance in your bank. Yes, certain debit cards they give you certain points, but still I would suggest using a credit card. Then you better use the credit period. As I told you, if you are able to use it effectively 15 days to 50 days, nothing like that. You get interest free amount. And anyhow, if you have to make the payment, so use this interest free and rather let that amount be in your bank, and in earn that interest, you can keep it for a short-term liquid fund, which will earn you around 5.5 to 6%. And then you can earn interest on that and pay after that billing cycle. Why should I lose my interest? Being a prudent person.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Anybody wants to ask question? I think nobody wants to ask question.
Vijay
Sure.
sir, there is any choices for the credit card, platinum, gold, silver? There is any difference in between? I am using Protect credit card, platinum, but I'm just handle it, but never use it. Is there any in differences between?
See, every bank has a layer of credit card. They have certain features attached to it. So you have to understand the feature from the bank, that if you give me a silver, what are the features, and then if I go instead of silver to gold, what are the features, silver to platinum. Nowadays practically every bank is giving a platinum card. Earlier it used to be termed as a premium, so now platinum card is as good as a standard card. Only if you go above, that is the signature or the top end cards, which are basically by invitation, like HDFC Infinia is by invitation, you will never get it. So that is one thing that you have to look. And then every card has a different benefit. Like I have one card, Manhattan co-branded card from Standard Chartered. They give you cash backs on every usage of on my grocery stores. Like supposing I go to DMart and buy, so every month up to 500 rupees I am given a cash back. So instead of paying anything, it's a free card. I use that free card. If I use my card on DMart or say Big Bazaar or a grocery store, I in fact collect 6,000 rupees annually from the bank. So depends on how you use it.
Kitna badega? Thank you.
Okay, Vijayji, one more question. Can I please?
Yeah,
Yes,
please.
please.
Yes, I just wanted to know that do all the credit cards give you a priority card?
No, certain cards give you priority pass. And then again in priority pass also there are two types. The top end cards may allow you a priority pass without payment, but some of the normal priority pass that are coming to you with premium cards, if you use the priority pass, you will end up paying $27.50 on every visit.
Can you give an example of those cards, please?
So I told you like these Infinia or maybe Ultimate card which is issued by Standard Chartered or ICICI is issuing Emerald card. These cards they issue the priority pass which allows you say 1 trip or 2 trips a month in international airports without payment. But normally the priority pass that you get on signature cards and all that, the top end cards, most of them are coming RBL, E-Zone and all that. So if you use those priority passes, you will end up paying $27.50 on every visit to your international lounge. The only thing is it will get you an entry into the lounge, but you will have to pay $27.50.
Oh, okay.
So you
Thank
have to
you.
first understand what the card is offering you, what is the scheme. Please read and don't just go because they will accept it and in the bill you will get a statement that $27.50 has been charged.
Okay,
In
cool.
India, they allow you these top end cards. They allow you India international lounges. You may go for free. They will not charge you. I am speaking about international airports.
Yes. Cool. Thank you.
In India, they offer you free lounge, but every other airport, they have this exactly $27.5 or some 17 euro, 18 euro, something like that is charge for the free lounge.
No, certain cards they give you priority passes, which is not chargeable. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
understand.
I use that often, so I know this. It's risky at times actually because you end up in paying. I
So
don't
you
know.
have to
Don't tell
understand.
you.
See, if you have to understand. You just use a pass, and then you pay, then you start shouting. First, you have to read the scheme. That is what I'm saying. Please read what you are getting.
When I use an American Express at Mumbai International, they asking me for 3,500 for entry. Then only we can.
That American Express would be a normal card. If you have an American Express Platinum or a travel card, then
Travel card.
then they should not. Maybe there are certain lounges they don't have tie up with American Express.
Okay.
So the lounge has to have a tie up with that. You get a list of the lounges along with the on the website of American Express which lounges have a tie up. You should check that out.
Okay.
The international chase card actually does not charge you any charges.
I told you, there are different cards coming and different bankers issuing to different customers.
True. Thank you, Vijayji.
Anyone more?
Thank you, Vijay sir. Thank you, Lalit Kumar sir.
Okay,
Wonderful session.
thank you very much. For vote of thanks, President-elect Arun Sakpare.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, President. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver vote of thanks for this evening. I would like to thank our chief guest and speaker, past President Mr. Vijay Keval Ramani, who honored this meeting with his excellent knowledge in the topic effective use of credit cards, in which he explains points, features of credit cards, types of credit card, use of credit card, restriction of credit cards, credit cycle, interest on delays, payment of credit cards, effective working capital uses, rewards, and tips for using credit cards. Thank you, sir. It was great to listen to you. And I would like to thank all district officials, all Rotary members from Rotary Club of Kalyan, members from other club, members, Rotary members from other countries, all families, friends who attend these meetings. Thank you very much all. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
For secretarial announcement, Secretary Ram Marathe.
Hello, good evening to all. Today's attendance is 30 at one time. Now it is 25. So good evening to all.
Thank you, Ram.